Welcome to Spirit, Purpose, and Energy. I'm your host, JJ Flazanes, and welcome to the show. If this is your first time downloading the show, I'm also the host of the Fit to Love podcast show, which is a 6-day-a-week video and audio show. And today is a spin-off from our Freedom Fridays, which is about spirit, purpose, and energy. So welcome. Today's show is about numerology, and it was a super informative, fast-paced show with Lynn Scheurell. And I'm going to recommend that as you listen to it, you have a piece of paper available to you in order to do some of the numerology, because obviously numerology is about numbers, and you're going to want to go through some of the exercises to get the answers in order to kind of play along with the explanation that Lynn's going to give in terms of what the numbers mean. So again, grab a piece of paper and a pencil. Pencil, not a pen. You want to be able to erase in case you mess up. And if you can't do the work right now with the paper and the pencil, maybe just make a note to come back to the show after you listen to it so that you can do the exercises and get the most out of it. I hope you enjoyed today's show. Today, we're going to talk about numerology decodes the messages in your life. If you're aware that numbers around you are hidden messages about your life, today is your opportunity to discover what those messages are and how to read them. The world around you is filled with information about your life. Why did you choose your house? What does your phone number say? What does it mean when you see the same time on the clock over and over again? When you decode the numbers of your life, you create a greater connection with your life purpose. And you'll find how to do that today with my guest, Lynn Scheurell. I am very happy to bring Lynn back to you. She was on a former show before. Definitely, if you love her, go back and find it. We talked about how your home and office are affecting your health, and it had to do with Feng Shui. But Lynn, known by many as the catalyst for accelerated transformation and better living, has been teaching since 1998 the leading edge of personal growth to thousands of business owners, and is honored to be recognized as one of the 2012 top 50 who's who among women in e-commerce, and the author of How to Make Friends with Your Money as an Entrepreneur, which you can find on Kindle. Lynn Scheurell teaches her clients how to actualize their potential and achieve their dreams by reading their environments to literally program them for success by their own personal definition. Welcome back, Lynn.
Thank you so much. It's exciting to be here.
Yes, I loved having you the first time, and so now we're back. We have lots to talk about. First of all, let's tell people what numerology is. Maybe let's say I'm listening and I don't even know what this is. Tell me what it is.
Well, my theory is that all systems to help us understand who we are, we're part of the same body of knowledge. And over time, I believe it became distinct in various specializations. So there's astrology, or there's Feng Shui, or numerology, because some would say the universe runs on a numerical base. Numerology is a comprehensive system of knowledge that illuminates personal truths very clearly. So you can calculate based on your date of birth, your name, your street name, the numbers in your life. You can understand what energies are present and active for you, what the lessons are that you need to learn or distill in the time that you're associated with that. Maybe you chose a house or an apartment for a particular reason. And it's nice to kind of know what that is. And you can also learn how to use the energies that are affecting you in an informed and positive way. Each numerical vibration gives us exactly what we need, even if we don't know it at that time.
So, a little tentative about asking about mine. I think I'm going to wait till we're done. But let's go over each number. So, from 1 to 9, what do they mean?
Okay. So the number one energy is about pioneering, new beginnings, independence, focusing on self-development, individuality, ingeniousness, and some of the lessons of it might be following through. You know, if you're number 1, it's like, what else is there? So, you know, the invitation there is to maybe see where you might be isolated if you're just 1, maybe being a loner. So these are areas that you might be growing yourself in. So some of the thoughts that you could have is to direct your growth by asking for and receiving support and daring to truly be yourself, be the unique individual that you are, and to really just go for the new projects, the things that you want to innovate, the new things that you want to do. That's one energy.
Hold on. I'm going to have you stop because as we're talking about this, 2 things came up to mind. Number 1, could I relate this to astrology? because 1 would be Aries in astrology. Does that have any correlation?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. So when you're talking about if someone's a 1, so that way everyone can really be involved in listening here to the explanation of 1 to 9. How do we know what we are?
Well, you know what? Let's go a little bit further with that. Do you want to calculate your life path number based on your date of birth? Because that's about what you're here to do in this lifetime and the lessons you need to learn. So, everybody listening, this is your moment. We're going to calculate your life path. And as we go through each number, you will be able to know and probably resonate. You'll recognize what that number is about when you hear it. A lot of times that's the case. It's like, I've been living that my whole life. So what we're going to do is take your month of birth plus your day of birth plus your year of birth, and we're going to distill that into one single number. Okay. So as an example, let's say, let's do your birthday. Do you want to do your birthday?
Well, here's the question, and it's going to be general.
Okay.
I'll just be a little shy. In terms of the year, do you add up the numbers individually, all 4 numbers of the year, or do you add it up? Like, does it matter how you add it up? I'm sure it does.
I think you get the same result either way, I think. But you would take like 1 plus 9 plus 8 plus 5, for 1985.
You wouldn't take 1 and 9 is 20 and 8 and 5 is 13 and make it 35?
I don't think so.
Okay. All right, good. So that's good.
Yeah.
I just want to be clear. So we're taking all the numbers individually on a calculator and go.
Yeah. So if your birthday, let's just get crazy and say your birthday is, June 25th, 1971. Well, June is the number 6. 25 is 2 plus 5, so you've got 6 plus 2 plus 5. And then 1971 is plus 1 plus 9 plus 7 plus 1. Altogether, that whole string of numbers equals 31. And what you want to do when you get that number is you always want to add 2 or more numbers together until you get a single digit. And so in this case, 31 would be 3 plus 1, which equals 4. So in this case, this fictional person, has a life path number of a 4. They have a 4 life vibration.
Okay, I got mine. Okay, we're
got
good.
Yours?
And hopefully everybody else has theirs too. So why don't we just go back and don't read all the 1, but just talk a little bit so the person who was 1 is now like, oh, I missed that.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead. Go back.
Because, each number has its own associated vibrational energy, and these are clues as to how our environment is supporting and or teaching us. So we balance these energies by having awareness and make conscious choices. So the 1 people, they're here to do so. They're here to start stuff. They're here to be independent, have new beginnings, and they're pioneers. They're usually ahead of, they're on the leading edge of the curve, right? They've got individuality. They have that initial creativity. So we love 1s. We want the 1s because they're going to bring us into something new. But, the flip side is that sometimes they're so far out on the leading edge that other people don't understand them. Speaking as a catalyst, I can tell you, when you're too far out there, people don't get it. You've got to stop and educate people. And, when you're out there, you might be a loner or feel isolated or it might be challenging to follow through on stuff because you have the initial creativity, but then what, right? So there's always a shadow. There's light and shadow to each one of these. So number 2, if you have 2 energy, 2 is about cooperation, partnership or marriage, communications, being adaptable, connecting with other people, having sensitivity and empathy in the home, choices. If you hold up 2 fingers, you can see it's like, you've got 2 paths there, right? So it's about choices, and it's about peace. Some of the lessons or invitations for growth are that you might be really sensitive, maybe overly sensitive, or you might have an imbalanced reliance on your partner, and you might have a lack of self-care because you're so focused on other people. So in this case, you would want to balance by paying attention to your own truth. You might want to make conscious decisions in a different way, reach out to people in a different way. So those are the 2 people. We love 2 people. The 2s, they help us remember what's important about relationship. 3 energy. If you have a 3 life path, you're about creativity and social life and communication. You're very imaginative and talented. The universe runs on the number 3, by the way. You might find
Yay! Can you guess that that's my number?
I can guess, yes. And you totally fit it because you're very expansive and open, and you're an optimistic thinker, and you're happy. You have a lot of self-expression, and you see the big picture. You have the big vision. So, threes are amazing people. At the same time, some of the things that might come up is that you might have, it might be difficult to see new things because there's so much going on. There's a lack of focus. Things might grow too fast. It might feel a little irresponsible because you're binging around and having fun. And hedonistic, get it now. That might take over because you're so in the flow of what's happening. So a couple of different ways to balance this are to get comfortable with saying, I need attention. Instead of it being all out there, it's about me. Organizing your closet, by the way, is a great way to really ground yourself. Wearing clothes that express you, focusing on self-care, walking outdoors on the ground in bare feet to get grounded, paying attention to your communications in every way, the phone, emails, letters, texts, whatever it is. So, you can balance this energy because it's really easy to get caught up in three energy. Threes are so much fun. They're like little butterflies that just, spark our world. So if you have a three life path, chances are you're that big picture person. And if you're not stepping into that, there's going to be an opportunity at some point in your life. You will be kicked out of the nest to go for it. So you really just want to allow yourself to step into the power of who you are. Does that resonate with you, JJ?
Oh, absolutely. This whole show has been so amazingly fun on every level. It's been a lot of work and the learning curve, and I have felt like a backed up hose for a long time. Like I've got so many ideas and inspirations, and I download all this stuff, and I want to talk about all this stuff and share all this stuff, and everything I learn, I want to help other people with it, and I haven't had an outlet until now, and it's taken a long time to find it. And when I heard it, I thought, oh my God, that's it. And so everything since then has just flowed, and I'm just really excited about being able to have this outlet for obviously myself, but for others, because I feel like my creative channel isn't about me. It's like the next book I'm writing is not even about me. I keep trying not to write it, and I'm like, no, I can't not share it because, I'm living it, but there are people out there that want it, and it's my duty and purpose to provide it, and the people that don't want it won't take it, but the ones that lives will change. So absolutely, that resonates with me. So thank you for the three. I don't want to take up any more of the time from all the other numbers. Let's go to the number 4.
Well, the 4 life path is actually it's the master builder's number. If you think of squaring the 4 corners of your foundation, that's what 4s do. They're very stable, security oriented, they're loyal, there's usually high productivity because they're very organized and they're cautious. They make good investments. They're very practical. They have business-like achievement. There's a lot of process. And some of the, the shadow in that is that, it would be helpful for them to see the value in playtime because it's really, too much work makes you a dull person, right? So you get kind of rigid and locked into your beliefs with a focus on the material world. So different ways to kind of lighten that up are to loosen up by altering your routines a little bit. Let go of what doesn't serve you anymore. Have fun. Have some fun. So 4s, you make things happen. But we want to make sure to balance that you're enjoying your life as much as possible. As much as you're making it great for the rest of us, it would be good to balance your work with some play. 5 energy. Oh, 5s. Oh, you are fun. You're all about big change and travel. You're versatile and adventurous and enterprising. A lot of sensual freedom. They have a lust for life and they're vibrant. They're non-traditional. They're non-conformist. They're about manifesting desires, and they probably feel a restlessness. So some of the shadows with that might be there as an opportunity for growth are to learn responsibility and the proper use of freedom, to cultivate adaptability, and to know the results of overindulgence, because it's really easy for them to go out and have a good time, drink that entire bottle of wine, but then, there's a payoff in the morning. You've got to pay the piper on that one. So some of the ways to balance this energy is take time to make decisions. Manifest through intention, because you fives, you can bring things in. So manifest intentionally. See the value in stability. Create environmental anchors that will help keep you grounded. You can see, isn't it interesting? 3s are big picture, they're out. 4s are very solid and stable in process. 5s, they're all big and out. Interesting, right? So now what's 6 going to be? 6 is in. 6 is all about service and family and nurturing. They're about the home, domestic concerns, social responsibility, a little bit of idealistic, really. Now, some of the lessons there that they can learn are about emotional judgments, obligations to personal relationships. They're imbalanced in their giving to society. They give so much. They're about sacrifice. So for them, the way to balance is to find the balance, the fulcrum between self-care and giving to others, and having a visible picture of service and waking up to something positive just for them. So, these are the 6s, and of course now 6s are in, so 7, I happen to be a 7, so I'm partial to this one, but 7s, we are about inner wisdom, contemplation. We're connected straight to the divine, whatever you want to call that. They used to put us 7s, they would put us in what they called brothels, which is that's a monastery. We're so connected, they would just bring us in and put us in a monastery and have us pray for people, because we know how to make that happen. We're very, solitude is nice. We appreciate solitude and mental analysis. We're truth seekers. We're visionaries. We reflect on things. So for us, the shadow is actually sharing space with other people, because we're so comfortable with source and solitude, right? So we might want to focus more on the material world, because one of the lessons is that we're so out there. We're in the spiritual world. We're in the intangible. We're in the ethers, that, being in the present world in this, reality can feel a little uncomfortable, and we might feel really alone because of that. So the way to balance on that is to find a like-minded community for expression and connection, have items that inspire you in your space, and probably those are going to be fairly refined possessions. So you're going to have a level of sophistication there. Okay, so the 8 people, 8 energy is all about harvest and wholeness and abundance and prosperity. My personality number is an 8 number, which is really interesting, because my life path is about inner wisdom and connection to source, but my personality wants to go big. It's about big business. Material power and money is really strong and assertive and intelligent, confident, lots of stamina, leadership. So my personality wants to go big while my life path wants to stay connected to source. It's a very interesting place to be. So some of the shadows of 8 energy are money issues, because, if this is all about abundance and prosperity, some of the shadow are, if you're not with that, you will have money issues. Maybe you'll be living too small. Maybe you'll be focused on yourself, staying stuck in what's happening for you. So some of the things you can do to balance this are to be in gratitude. Go to large open spaces and be really organized to have maximum structure. Now the 9s really bring it home, because the 9s are about fulfillment, completions, conclusions. You're ending things, right? 9 is the last number. So there's a lot of compassion with 9s, because they've seen 1 through 8. 9s just get it. They're all about tying up loose ends, and they're typically multi-talented and very generous and have good fortune. Some of the shadows of the 9 energy is that they may not want to let go of a loose end. They might not want to let go of relationships, even though you have to, because we're going to start the cycle over, right? The 1's all about the, new beginnings. You got to let go, and that's the 9s. The 9s need to let go. They might not want to resolve a loose end. They will give where possible, so much so that they overlook their own personal details. They might be smothered in commitments and feel a sense of loss. So there might be a lot of grief in your 9. And so the way to balance this is to just release what someone else now needs and know that that's what's happening. Be an example for people to look up to and really live your mastery. Just live your mastery. We love our 9s. So isn't it fascinating?
Well, it is. And I heard you say life path, but I also heard you say your personality number. What's the difference?
Yeah, the personality number, you get your personality number in a different way. We can run through that.
Well, you mentioned it, and so I'm just sort of curious now.
Yeah, I know, right? I have to remember the numbers to put that together. Your personality number is the above. So what will happen? We're going to have to do an alphabet. I want to share the alphabet. So do you want to do this now? Go through the alphabet and write it all out because it's kind of fascinating. On a piece of paper, just going across, start with 1 and then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 on a piece of paper going all the way across. And then under the number 1, write A. Under number 2, write B. Under number 3, write C. Under number 4, write D. Do you see what we're doing? We're writing the alphabet all the way through. Okay. Yep. 9 will be I, and then you start back over like, the old-fashioned typewriters. Under the 1 will be the J. 2 is K. 3 is L. Keep going. 9 will be R, and then go back to 1. S will fall under 1. T will fall under 2. 3 will fall under U, or U will be under 3. So, and Z will be number 8. That is the alphabet of numerology.
Oh, wait a minute. Okay. Oh, so we only go 1 through 9 and then repeat?
Yep. So you go 1 through 9, so it's A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I.
And then J goes back to 1?
Yep.
Okay. I'm glad you said that because I'm over here like right now, 13, 14, 15. Okay.
Yeah, this is just 9. So the language of numbers only goes through 9. So we're going to make the letters of the alphabet fit into the 9 numbers. Your second row of numbers will be, or letters will be J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R. R will be under 9. And then go back again to 1, and S will fall under 1. And then T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z will be under 8. Make sense?
Yes, I'm just doing it. I had to redo it because it got too messy.
Now, we're going to take your name. So take your entire name, and there's different names, by the way. You can have your name that was given at birth and the name that you use now. That may not be the same name, right?
Okay. Yes. I remember doing this because I compared for myself, sort of like the whole name and. Anyway, so and I saw and I remembered. I'm thinking, how did I do that? Where did I do that? And it was years and years and years ago. So it's basically what you do is to take your name and the letters, add them up, and then and keep adding them until they get down to a single digit.
Yes. Yeah. And so what will happen is your personality number, that is going to be the consonants, and your soul is going to be the vowels.
Oh, okay. Hold on. That was different than what I did. So we're doing two different. So it's not add up the whole name.
Well, you want to get you want to figure out what your whole name, what each number is, and then we're going to go through for your personality. I need to double check that, but the personality is, I do believe that's the consonants, and then we would just add up. So for me, my name would be Lynn, Lynn. I would just add up the L and the N and the N, and then go through. And my middle name is Marie, so it would be just the M and the R.
Gotcha.
And so yeah.
So the consonants are the personality.
Yep.
And you said the vowels are the soul?
Yes.
Okay. All right, we need to take a break for a second. Just make sure that everybody can figure that out, and then what you'll want to do is go back and re-listen to this podcast again, and now that you have all of your numbers, you have your life path number, you have your personality number, and your soul number, and then listen to Lynn's definition for each, an explanation for each number. So, wow, that's been so while we're taking a break, I'd like to thank the sponsors that made this show possible.
Are you consciously using the law of attraction in your everyday life? How would you like some accountability and structure provided for you so you can easily start attracting more good into your life? Join us for the next 30-day manifestation challenge. Go to fittolove.tv/30daym. That's FIT, the number 2, LOVE.tv/30DAYM. 30daym. Well, you'll be provided completely for free a 30-day packet including audios, instructions, and accountability in the form of a private Facebook group where we share our manifestations with each other every day and we keep each other accountable for doing the work. Join us for the next 30-day manifestation challenge. Come on over to fit2love.tv/30daym. This has been a lot of fun work to do with you, Lynn, today with this. Who knew? I didn't know this is where this was going to go. But it's really informative and inspirational because it can validate your, struggles. It can validate your purpose. It can encourage you, especially for me, to, like you said, stepping into, like, the universe operates on a 3. I'm like, no pressure. But I mean, when I heard that, I thought, yay. And I know in tarot, lifetime card is a 3 as well, which is the Empress. So there's some connections here. And I love this stuff anyway, because to me, it's another point of view. And to me, you find the point of view you like the best, and that's what you stick with. And if you've got multiple ways of sort of reading your energy and what you're doing in life, then that empowers you even more to learn your lessons and to maximize your strengths. So can you tell people how you work with them with numerology?
Well, on my website is www.mycreativecatalyst.com, and on there, under products, I have several numerology reports, and that would be definitely the place to start, because those reports, I'll tell you, I had people run those reports and were amazed at what they learned. I mean, they're really pretty direct. And, for listeners of your show, JJ, I would love to gift people with a diamond report if they, and when they order the personality forecast. Both of these reports are just so pivotal to understanding yourself. The personality forecast goes through your life path number, your personality number, your soul urges, your pinnacles. It goes through everything about who you are and gives a forecast based on your numerology for the next 6 months by the day. It's pretty amazing. And then the diamond report is a way to understand your challenges and how you're going to be successful according to numerology. It's pretty fascinating. So those are on my website under products, and just look for numerology reports.
Great. I'll make sure they all get listed on the site. So go ahead and to fit2love.tv. That's FIT, the number 2, LOVE.tv, and you can find the link to all of Lynn's information where you can get these reports instead of trying to do them yourself. Plus, obviously, they're much more comprehensive. But I would encourage you that if you're really curious right now to go back and listen to this podcast over again after you do your own little figuring out of your life path number and your personality number, and then go get Lynn's reports for the more detailed version so that you can really direct your life in the way that best serves you and your purpose in this incarnation. So, Lynn, it's been a pleasure again to have you on the show, and we're definitely going to have you back for some relationship stuff. And I know that there's a lot more in your tool bag for us to utilize, so you'll definitely be back on the show. And I welcome everyone to go to iTunes and make sure you subscribe to the show so that way anything that you've heard, you can get the first notification when a new show gets published on the information that you're interested in, and you'll be the first to know. So make sure you subscribe, and if this show was interesting to you and you know people who would benefit from it, I invite you to share it. So again, Lynn, thank you so much for being here.
Oh, thank you. It's been a pleasure. It's awesome.
Thank you again for tuning in to Spirit, Purpose, and Energy. If you're inspired and want more, come on over to fit2love.tv and check out our Freedom Fridays, or find us on iTunes. More at Fit to Love, physical, emotional, and spiritual fitness for the happy life you deserve.